What makes a star? Is it communication skills? People skills? Having the right tools? Discipline and hard work? Frank Fink is a huge star today. This is his agent, and these are his fans. Let's find out what makes Frank tick. How did he make it big?
Frank? Let me tell you about Frank. Nothing's been the same since Frank entered my life. I don't know what I'd do without him. I can still remember the first time I met him. He was alone. He had nowhere to go. But I knew as soon as I saw him, he was the one. There's something about him. I saw the talent in him no one else did. I discovered him. And it wasn't long after I discovered him that he made it big. He went from having nothing to having everything. He was making the big bucks. And I was there with him every step of the way. Why, I was the first woman in his life. Without me, he'd be nothing. And I spoil him rotten. I pick up after him. I feed him. I can even tolerate his snoring. He's a pig. But I love him anyway. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. And I have to be there for him now. I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world. I have to protect him. And I'm all he has. Without me, he'd be nothing.
Everything you see on TV is me. All those talents, me. Without me, he would still be a nobody. I remember when he got his first gig. He was so excited. Right? I mean, who wouldn't be, right? I went to the theater, in support of Frank, and, to see my name from scrolling down at the end. But did I see my name at the end of the credits? No. Did I see my name anywhere? He was ungrateful. Just chewed me up and spat me out like some old toy. That's the real Frank.
The things I like about Frank the most, oh my god, is his presence. Every time I see him in a movie, it's like if he was talking to me. I feel like if he was just him and I. Really, like when you get the tingly sensations and you don't even know how to explain it, that's what I feel about Frank. I would also want to take the opportunity to invite everybody to join our fan club. It's really cool. You'll get a free shirt, a really unique shirt. Nobody has it, so you'll get a free. Still join us. You don't have to pay anything, but you have to send him love messages and support. We want him to become the best, right? A lot of people have been mad at him a lot lately because he's not spending a lot of time with his fans. But I think they shouldn't be mad. That's what we wanted. That's the whole point of the Frank's fan club, isn't it? I'm not mad. I'm glad he's doing better. I also wanted you to remember that I'm the #1 fan, and nobody's gonna take that spot. I'm the #1 fan. I love you, Frank.
It was 3 years ago. And I'm at the casting for Jackson's best friend. He was fine. He seemed nice. And then he got a call back for a secondary role, and I didn't. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's when it got pathetic. You see, I'm a professional trained method actor. He's a temporary. He's a pretty face. It's just a fad. When the guy's out, he'll cry like a dog when they pick him to the curb. That's when I'll make my comeback and become a real actor, known for good roles, not something pathetic as being Jackson's best friend. He doesn't even know how to act, for Christ's sake. He's never taken an acting class in his life. He's natural. And his acting is bland, tasteless, and has no art to it. He doesn't even return phone calls.
Really quite fetching. A Brad Pitt type, I'd say. And his love scenes, they unleash his animal passion. He's also cuddly and likable, giving a warm and fuzzy feeling. You see that on screen. He's the master of non-verbal communication, especially the dramatic pause. He also does comedy. He's goofy. A young Frankenstein. His fans, they're rabid. In summation, Frank's time has come. He's here to stay. And I'd like to state, I too am a fan.
I'm still your boyfriend. I'd like to spend more time with you.
I like spending time with you too, but I have to work, honey. And you know how lucky I am to get booked with Frank? He makes me a better actress.
You know, Frank must think you're just another actress. I mean, you scratch his back constantly, he never scratches yours.
No, that's ridiculous. You know what? He keeps accusing me of being obsessed with Frank, but honestly, I think you like Frank as much as I do, maybe even more. You have a man crush on Frank. I know it.
Man crush is
Yes,
ridiculous.
No, and it's not ridiculous. Just the other night. Come on. The other night, remember when we were...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Steve, come on now. Admit it, you like Frank. It happens. It's a man crush, it's Hollywood. It happens. It happens.
He's cool, but I don't man crush, that's ridiculous.
You said his name while we were having sex, for crying out loud.
I think we're done here. Thanks for the help.
This is ridiculous.
Frank? Wow. Yeah, I remember Frank. I remember Frank when he was just a youngin'. Little rugrat, little delinquent himself. Always used to come around and cause trouble, you know? Knocking over trash cans and stuff. Man. I remember when he used to play with the kids as like a method to steal their toys or something. Frank, he'd steal them, he'd run away with them. Every time I heard a kid crying, I turned to see Frank running, I was like, there he goes again. Little Evil Knievel himself. Man, I always have to chase him down. As a matter of fact, Frank used to be so bad, he used to play with kids he didn't like, he turned that into a scuffle real quick. And get this, he'd bite them. Man, I remember those days. Always have to take him into the station, call his guardians. Hey, come pick him up. You know, as a matter of fact, I wonder how he's doing nowadays anyway.
Frank. Good old Frank. What can I tell you guys about Frank? Well, when I first met him, I thought it was the raggedest thing I ever seen in my life. But you should never judge the book by the cover, you know what I mean? But before Frank got here, everything was boring. Oh, he was the life of the party whenever he was here. The guests, patients, all loved him. I loved him. I had a great time with him. And after he got hit by that car and he was here for 3 weeks, he wouldn't let anyone touch him. Only me. I was the only one he allowed to touch. I used to go walking with him, you know, to strengthen up his legs again after the accident. And it was the best 3 weeks of my life. We had a great time. And, you know, when I found out he got a movie deal, it didn't surprise me whatsoever. You know, he's outgoing, refreshing. Actors are like that. We all know that. So I thought to myself, you know, I finally made it to the big time, you know. Nothing couldn't tell me he wasn't going to take me with him. You know, he got hurt, I patch him up. He got sick, I patch him up. But after the movie was over, I didn't really hear much from him. He stopped coming. No calls. No nothing. That's what I get for giving him all those sedatives.
Remember De Niro?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are all fakers, man. Frank is the one that helps them to do the job, you know what I mean?
They study.
Hey, you know that Frank's grandfather? No. This is guy. What's the actor? The teacher Stanis Blasky. That dude used to study Frank's grandfather, and then grandfather taught everything he knows to Frank. So Frank is the freaking best actor in the world. The Oscar, baby! He gets an Oscar this year. That's it. It's over. It's over. Frank is gonna get the motherfucking Oscar. What else you want to know?
Hey, you know, we used to have the saying just between him and me back in the day. When you go for an audition, I used to say, crank it up, Frank. Crank it up, Frank. You know what that meant? That just give them your all. Show them what you're made of. And don't worry, if you don't succeed the first time, good old George Stone will be here with you. Always. And I was, all the way till now, I've been there. As he climbed up the ladder to success. Now he wants to sign up with another agency. Well, you know what? I'm not going to make that happen. If I can't get him to stay in this agency, I know someone who will.
Where I come from, the people who had your back the whole time, those are the people who are your family. And when you forget that, that's when you become a liability. I was hired by George, Frank's agent. He hired me to fix the problem. Now, if I can't fix the problem, I'm gonna eliminate it. Hey baby, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I just gotta take care of Frank.
Alright.
Frank! Frank, come here, Frank! Hey! Hey, boy. Good boy, Frank.
Alright, so you wanna get out of here now?
Yep, all set.
So what makes a star? Without the people in his life, he's all alone. Something Frank ought to consider. Consider it, Frank.